Good morning. I've been researching and writing about unidentified aerial objects or unidentified flying objects for about 15 years. I'm here to provide you with information on the status of the historical trilogy that I'm writing on the subject, and also to tell you about another study that I am co-authoring, which will be available later this year. First, my historical research. This is a trilogy entitled UFOs and the National Security State. The first volume, published in 2000 and revised in 2002, covers the history of the UFO phenomenon and cover-up from 1941 to 1973. During the summer of 2009, I completed the second volume of this study, providing a comprehensive history and guide to the phenomenon between the years 1973 and 1991, that is, the end of the Cold War. And so far, these two volumes total well over 1,000 pages. They are carefully researched, and despite the sensational nature of the subject matter itself, cautious in drawing conclusions. And yet, a meticulous review of the thousands of pages of documents released by the United States government and other governments from around the world make it undeniably clear that the phenomenon of UFOs is real. Now, whatever one wants to make of the actual source behind the mystery is another matter, and that, of course, makes for interesting discussion. Yet the historical record is becoming very clear on this matter. As the United States Air Force General Nathan Twining said in a classified memo in 1947, the phenomenon is real, not visionary or fictitious. Indeed. General Twining, just a few years later, went on to become U.S. Air Force Chief of Staff. He wasn't kidding. 60-plus years of military encounters have shown us conclusively that the militaries of the United States and of many other nations have engaged objects that are not supposed to exist, that are doing things that are not supposed to be possible. Nearly without exception, historians and other professional academicians continue to dismiss this embarrassing and unpleasant topic, and so it is very unpleasant. There is, however, unfortunately for them, an unpleasant and problematic core of documented reality to the matter of UFOs. It will not go away. What General Twining said in a classified memo more than 60 years ago has now been amply proven through historical research. The third and concluding volume of this study is on target for completion in the year 2012. To be sure, it will take some serious hustle and energy on my part to make that happen, but I believe it is within the realm of what I can do. It is my goal in writing this trilogy to provide a clear and comprehensive historical record on what is undeniably the greatest mystery of our time. But, and this leads to my second announcement, the UFO phenomenon is more than a mystery. It is the harbinger of what I believe will be radical, even revolutionary change in our world. The continual, rapid transformation of our society, which has been occurring for the past several decades, is going to lead to an opening in the secrecy. It's a tidal wave that cannot be stopped. And this is the theme of a forthcoming book that will be out this fall called AD, After Disclosure. I'm co-authoring this book with Bryce Zabel, who was the creator and producer of the television show Dark Skies. This book will be the first extensive, nuts and bolts examination of what our world will be like, or may look like, after the disclosure of the ET reality. It examines the most credible, most likely scenarios of how an official disclosure might take place. under what conditions it is most likely to take place, the kinds of statements most likely to be made, and the certainty of spin that will be used on the subject. The book also provides a brief history of the UFO phenomenon itself, the history of secrecy, the probable contours of the black budget world that controls this secret, the conditions most likely to spark the need for a public admission, that is, how will the secret end, a study of the possibilities of exactly who these other beings may be, that is, who has been behind the UFO phenomenon, the challenges of political blowback and changes and disruptions to our global infrastructure, the new normality that will undoubtedly arise in the wake of disclosure, the new exopolitics that will also arise, and the deep changes that are likely to affect our civilization after the initial shock and awe has subsided. This is the cover of the book as of right now. Kind of a neat cover, American flag, ET image behind it, AD after disclosure. This book will be published and available for online orders at midnight Eastern Standard Time as September 23rd turns to September 24th. Literally the stroke of midnight. We picked the date for a reason. September 23rd, 1947 is the day that General Nathan Twining wrote that UFOs were real. A day later, on September 24th, 1947, President Harry S. Truman may have officially established the highly classified group that has managed UFO secrecy for all these many years. 1947 was the year of Roswell, the year that UFOs first exploded into public consciousness as the so-called flying saucers. That was 63 years ago. And 63 years is a long time to keep this kind of a secret. My co-author, Bryce Zabel, and I hope that by writing AD after disclosure, that many others will join in the discussion of its implications through our blog, afterdisclosure.com. By engaging the issues in the way that we're doing, we hope that the world of AD, or after disclosure, will soon come to us all. One final statement here, or announcement. If we consider that the battle for UFO disclosure is a political movement, which it is, then it's a political movement that has been without a proper song or anthem for a little too long. Bryce has written what I think is going to be that song. It's called Need to Know. Need to Know, the UFO disclosure song, performed by the accomplished singer Cherish Alexander. This is a great song. It's on iTunes. The reviews are coming in. They're all extremely positive. You can learn more about that song at ufodisclosuresong.com. I would like to encourage you to look for periodic updates on the status of AD after disclosure, as well as the third volume of UFOs and the National Security State at my website, keyholepublishing.com, especially as the book AD nears completion in September. Thank you very much.